to the Mayuri Kadambande show, only at Wake Up Urban Nari channel, where we discuss from law to grooming and from fitness to relationships, everything on one platform. Today, I have a very interesting guest with us. Her name is Shalaka Bharadwaj. She has more than 25 years of experience in aviation industry. And my dear Naris, you know, industries are never easy to work with. So let's understand what exactly has been her journey and what all challenges has she gone through during her journey. I'm sure she has overcome a lot of challenges with a lot of courage, and her courage, if we can borrow to understand what can be the smarter ways to come out of certain situations, will definitely help us out. So let's welcome. Hi Shanaka, how are you?
Lovely. And thank you, Mayuri, for a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So Shalaka, 25 years in aviation industry. I'm sure you must have had a lot of interesting moments in your career journey and along with that even in your personal life, because I think aviation industry, this is where balancing a personal and professional life is really challenging for women. So how did you come across in your personal and professional life? How did you take it?
Well, when I joined, in 1997, I joined Jet Airways. Again, it was not a planned decision that I have to join the aviation industry. I came from a different background. I was an interior designer earlier. And in fact, when Jet Airways had come out with an ad for an interior designer, and I had gone to their head office for interview for as an interior designer. And simultaneously, in the next cabin, there was interviews being conducted for a different department. And the HR person said, "Okay, you've got housekeeping background. Why don't you just go up here for this interview in the next cabin?" So I happened to go there, and I got selected. I was already a mother of a 2-year-old child, and later on, I got to know that work would be in shifts, morning shift, afternoon shift, night shift. So I was wondering how I would manage that, because we were in a joint family, so managing the family. And you know how Indian joint families usually are. You need to be there for, it's not like overseas where you cook for a week and you keep. Food has to be fresh, rotis have to be hot. And it's a boon, it's a blessing also in a way, because yes, the joint family has helped me a lot. My in-laws, my parents have been a great support throughout the journey. And it was quite challenging when I started this journey, because I had a small baby and then I had to work in various shifts. Managing your body metabolism also goes for a toss when you are doing a night shift for 2 days, working on an afternoon shift for 2 days, meeting the requirements. Later on, as the children grow up, you have their schooling, and this went on for about 7 to 8 years. And then I took a job with Kingfisher Airlines to start up this department with Kingfisher Airlines. So with the experience of 7.5, 8 years with Jet Airways, I took the jump to Kingfisher Airlines in 2005 as they started. And from there, actually, you can say the leadership role started on from there, because I was supposed to set this department pan-India level. So slowly, the team members came rolling in, how the department started functioning. By around 2011, I moved on to another organization. I've done setup for a new upcoming airline, which was a Bangalore-based airline. But due to some unfortunate and political reasons, the airline was unable to take off. Then here I am now, after certain years of being in aviation itself, but not a part of the airline. I have now again joined Tata Singapore Airlines to set up the same department. So the role has been more of setting up the department for the airline.
Great, lovely. A long journey and long experiences. Rich, I'm sure, Shalaka, in your 25 years of journey, you might have come across beautiful moments in your life.
Yes, of course. There have been some very wonderful moments, and which you cannot forget for your lifetime, and it will always be cherished. There have been several incidences where as a team there is a lot of bonding between the team. You create something, and then when it is doing good, you get appreciation. Those moments are really very good, where you feel that okay, the work, the efforts what I've put in has been worth.
If you can share with us, any of this one or two incidences where, I'm sure you have lot of achievements and lot of appreciations received, which I know. However, if you can share with our Naris one or two, appreciation moments, and that would really be good.
Yeah, like I joined Kingfisher Airlines in 2005, and as everyone knows, it was owned by Dr. Vijay Mallya, and he was personally into looking into each and every areas and guiding people how he is, what he's expecting of the airline. So even when I was recruited, he had taken me to the aircraft, and he had told me what are his expectations from me as a department head, what he wanted me to do, and how he wanted the aircraft cabin to look exactly. So few years, I mean about 6-7 months later, not a year also, about 6-7 months later, when we had a joint meeting, and he had traveled from Bangalore to Mumbai, and on his way back in the meeting, when he addressed in front of everyone that today when I came back, and I was taking a walk in the aircraft cabin, and I was trying to find some fault or some flaw which I could discuss in the meeting, and he said, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know, but there was nothing that I could, identify, that I could point out in this meeting. And I must say that we have some good, right people in the right positions managing this activity. And I want this to continue in future also. And my immediate boss put it across on the mail to everyone thereafter that, okay, because this was his way of appreciating. He would not take anybody's name or just appreciate directly, but of course it was a very good compliment given to me in the presence of all other senior management. It was appreciated by everyone. That was one of the incidents which I can never forget. Secondly, there was an incident that 2-3 years down the career path as a leader or as a department head, I was called back to Jet Airways just to, talk to the team and the team head. And they wanted to understand what exactly are we doing in Kingfisher, which is different from Jet Airways. And how Kingfisher aircraft are looking so good. And people were appreciating the cabin. So what was different from this airline to this airline? They wanted to know that. Again, that I found it to be very great achievement, because I was a part of Jet Airways, and after coming to Kingfisher, I had to go back and discuss this with a department head. For me, it was a compliment. There was recognition for my work. That is what I would say.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Because, hard work is, a lot of people say in today's date, no, hard work does not pay, but hard work does pay. Great. So, Shalaka, now help me understand, there might have been certain challenging situations also in your life, because I'm sure aviation and no challenges is not possible. Or any woman, any working woman in the career and not having any sort of challenges is a myth. So
It's absolutely
can you just, for our Naris to understand something with Nari specific, for women specific, if you could elaborate one or two incidences or challenges and how did you overcome them?
well, on Nari specific challenges, I would like to. There are normally in an industry, which is generally a male dominated industry, nobody likes that, okay, a lady has come in. People are not happy expecting or accepting a boss who is, a woman boss for that matter, taking commands from a woman. Also, when you grow in your career path, you are appreciated by your bosses. People do pass some kind of comments. They say, "हाँ, ये तो promotion हो गया, ये इसका तो होना था." That kind of comments do come. But I think we should overlook that. We should have confidence in what we are doing ourselves. There are challenges that each woman, whether she is working, she is not working, I think we all face these kind of challenges in and out. There are people who try to take advantage of you, and we need to overcome that. At times, we need to be, smart enough to fix it there and then if the situation requires it. But at times, we need to ignore it, or rather, pretend to be dumb and just overlook the situation. For example, I would talk about sexual harassment in the organization. There have been cases where in my journey as a junior team member also, when I was new to the organization, there have been cases where, there were certain incidences where the case was taken up by HR and it was told to me that don't proceed with HR activity. The person may have, he may lose his job or he may not get his promotions, his appraisals would be affected. But there are certain incidences where you have to stand by your team members or yourself and make sure that this incident does not repeat further. Because if you let go of certain thing, it will repeat. And when you let go of an incident like this, you really feel very sorry that, okay, why did I allow this gentleman to say this and walk away without taking any step further? I should have taken. At least others should know in some way or the other that, yes, this is how his mindset is when you're working. And when you're working with your full focus, with pure intentions, I think why should we take this kind of nonsense also from anyone? So in my case, I would say that one incident I would like to share particularly that we were in a management team training sort of. It was we were taken out of Mumbai to a resort, and there as an icebreaker we had a game where we needed to have two people as partners and introduce one another by knowing what is so you talk about then their career journey and whatever. Instead of self-introduction, you introduce your partner. So they had given us about 10 minutes to discuss and talk. During this 10 minutes, this gentleman spoke to me. He was a senior person from a different department. And of course, I looked at him with great respect. Never expected him to be talking to me or chatting or, making some comments like that. So when we were interacting and talking about one another, talking about our career path, he started getting a bit personal. And then later on, he also made the comment that, okay, I'm in so and so room and I'm really very lonely. And because there is no one, I don't have a partner, and this is my room number. So at that point of time, I pretended as if I never understood. I'm really very dumb. And I don't know what you're talking about. I just said, oh. But later on, throughout the time my turn came for introduction, I was wondering, I said, this is something, I need to fix this guy. Because today it's me, tomorrow he may be doing the same with the other woman. And if he has a subordinate lady working for him, what would be her condition working with such a guy? So during my introduction, once we finished with the introduction, I just made a announcement loud enough for everyone to listen, and I told it to the HR team that, okay, you are the organizers of this training, and I just want to know, why have you allotted a single room to this gentleman? You should have given him a partner. And why I don't have a single room? It's not fair on your part that certain team members have got single rooms as occupancy. I'm sharing my room with someone, and I said, now I want you to organize a party in the night tonight, because this gentleman is really very lonely. He is in so and so room, or you arrange for a suitable partner that will give him good company in the night. So he was taken aback, completely, and he did not expect me to say something like this in public. I put it across as a joke, but he was very well exposed, because later on, people did understand. Few of them wanted to come and talk about it, and I said no, it was just a joke that I cracked on him, and I did not give too much of importance for others to take it ahead. But the message was passed on to the ladies, and even the HR, because HR came to me and asked me later on, was there any issue that we can fix it, or we can look into? And in the coming years, believe me, this gentleman we came across many a times, but he maintained a very good safe distance. He never tried to, even interact casually thereafter. Just official interaction, but that was one of the incidents. This, I think, I could handle or manage with my experience. There was also an incident where I had to terminate one of the team members from the department for a similar incident.
Yeah. So Shalaka, what happens is usually, especially when there are women working under such bosses, they are really in a problem, and they don't understand how do they react to it, how do they take a action against it. And as you said, this does happen in corporates. Yeah. So where people say, no, the person may lose his job. So what? He should have accepted and understood it before his act. Was he not aware? I think every year, twice a year, every corporate is doing sexual harassment sessions and sessions and sessions. And still, if the message does not get passed, then isn't the recruitment of individuals in corporates is questionable?
But Mayuri, I think now the situation is much better as compared to 2 years back, because now organizations are understanding these issues and they are taking appropriate actions as well. So people working in organizations are also very well aware about it. They know that they have to, otherwise tomorrow if there is one complaint, their career is ruined.
Unfortunately, what happens, Shalaka, until now, there are certain companies where I have seen where the cases do happen because of this Wake Up Urban Nari movement. I'm coming across a lot of reputed companies, organizations where women are working, and yet because the gender diversity, usually at the leadership position, there are not a lot of women. So women in the junior position actually feel they do not feel that empowered because the gender diversity is not equal, and there are not a lot of women in the leadership positions. At that point of time, even there are very few women in leadership position, and how much impact are they able to make for the other team members, other female team members, is really, I'm not saying all of them, but there are still quite a few cases which are there, which are happening. And unfortunately, people, this is the most sad thing that I came across is, when people come to you and say, but your complaint can make him lose the job. What does that mean?
Very much.
What does that mean? That does a woman deserve to live with a void in her whole life? Means, I have seen women coming and talking this to other women, that that person, that fellow may lose the job, but did that same person think about his own family before making this action.
Yes, as I told you about this incidence of this person from my company who I had to terminate. And actually, once when I got to know, the incidence was not very evident because the girl did not come ahead and she did not want to, take it up. So we got this gentleman transferred to another station. He was working with Delhi and we transferred him to Hyderabad. At Hyderabad also, I got a complaint from a different department girl, and it came to me via. Then I called up that girl in person and I spoke to her. I said, I want to understand what exactly happened. Please let me know what is your issue, what exactly happened. And when she told me, even I was like taken aback. Something like this can happen, and that too from a person working who is my subordinate, who is working under the same common team. And I said some action has to be initiated. So I told her, I will take the action. Are you willing to make a complaint? She said yes. I said, okay, give it to me in writing. And she gave it in writing. The mail was addressed to HR and copy to me. And I insisted HR to take the appropriate action. When this gentleman got to know about it, first he denied, and then later on he tried to get sources and talk. So my boss himself told my boss came to me and he told me, see Shalaka, why you want to spoil somebody's career? Hote rehta hai companies mein. Don't go to the extent of making him lose his job.
Exactly. So this
At
is
that
what
point of time, I
Shalaka.
was like, what
Sorry.
if it had to be your daughter in place of that girl? Just think about it. And I told him, I said, see, I cannot keep him in my department. If you wish to keep him anywhere else, it's your decision, your choice. I don't want this person to be in my department. 100%.
But Shalaka, this is where my entire question comes. Is did you do justice to the woman who has suffered to it? Has that incident not impacted her mindset? What is the kind of an example that organization has said to that woman that my workplace is safe? This is what a lot of organizations are putting, right? We give a safe environment for women to work. Is this the safe environment? Is this the safe recruitment?
Absolutely. It's
Yeah, and then you are not ready to take action for a person who does not even care for his own family, who is not even loyal to his own family. And he's doing all this mess all around the company
Absolutely.
and organization. So, see, the entire intention is when we are talking about relationships in office, that is a different issue altogether because it is mutual.
Yes.
But a space where
It should
there is
not
no
be misunderstood
consent
that
of
okay,
a
if the
person.
girl is having a relationship with anybody, she is available for others.
Yeah, exactly. So having a relationship with one person in office is altogether a different thing. But there is a huge difference where the woman does not have a consent for any other person to come close and touch her in an inappropriate way. So I think this is where the clear demarcation. There's a very gray line in this, and I know organizations are working hard. I'm not denying that organizations are working hard. Organizations are trying to find out ways where women feel empowered and women feel safe. Unfortunately, still the cases are there. Now, this is a reality. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to use pally words. I'm not going to say all goody goody words or things to any of the IT companies, any of the retail companies, any of the industry, manufacturing industries, none of them. Because this prevails, we are seeing it. That is the reason we are addressing it today again at Wake Up Urban Nari platform. Why do we do this? Because we know the challenge exists and the solution is not being given. Because the mind, the world that stays in the woman's mind is forever. You still remember that incident.
Yes.
And it has been how many years? By how many years it has been after this? Like after this incident of your that lonely person, whoever XYZ?
Okay, the resort wala incident.
Resort incident.
That was somewhere in 2008 or 9, few years back.
It's yeah. So it's been 11 years, and you're still living with it.
Of course, of course.
So the memories that we
There
have,
are. I mean, so many women undergo, these kind of incidences at very younger age also, and that remains in their mind. It just it does affect their personality altogether. So
exactly, because
that's
at later
very
stages,
criminalized.
yeah, because what happens for me, if something like this happens at my workplace, fortunately it has never happened, but if something like this happens at my workplace, I would feel unsafe. I would lose trust in the organization. I would lose trust in HR. I would lose trust in my bosses. In fact, I would feel scared if I'm a 21-year young girl who is just starting my career. I would feel all of this. Each day, I would rather, what would I do? As a young person, I would leave that company, I will go to some other company. I will immediately start applying somewhere else.
Many a times this does happen.
Yes, it does. And then, women run away. But is running a solution? No, the memory is still haunting you in your mind. So I think this has to be addressed at a very, very, very higher level, and I think organizations have to actually take much stricter actions. I'm not saying yes, we have seen cases where women have put false blames on men too. However, I'm not talking about those women, nor those women have any stand at Wake Up Urban Nari. But I'm talking about genuine cases, serious cases which do happen, and we are here to help you out, women. We are always here to help you out. So, yeah, Salaka, and I really feel it pinches, it hurts me when I see something like this happening all around, and educated women who are working equally, who are equally talented, and yet if they have to go through this, they're not supposed to go through this. They don't deserve this.
They don't deserve this. That is
They
right.
don't deserve at all this kind of a treatment from anybody. Just because few men, their conditioning and the way they are brought up is not right. So for their upbringing, why should other women pay
Yes.
for the wrong upbringing?
Agree.
This is a big topic. This is a huge topic. I had one more
Yeah, you can
interview.
talk over it.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But it's not only about talking, but it is about bringing some kind of a change in
The right
uh,
action.
the act. Yes. So government is trying hard, yeah, with the Sexual Harassment Act. HRs are trying, everything. But each and every woman herself have to be vigilant, alert, and have to take right actions. Bring up to the management immediately, loud and clear. What exactly is going to happen? इससे ज्यादा बुरा क्या होगा? Maximum क्या होगा? आपको बदनाम किया जाएगा. और क्या होगा? I'm sure HRs will help you out. And if any of your HRs are saying that no, the person may lose the job, I think, are you sure? Are you do this? Then that HR is not strong. Then you need to change the company and you need to go out and file a case. But don't take all this nonsense from any of the organizations, any of the workspace. You should never take it. You don't deserve. You deserve a better life. You deserve a respectful life, women. So, my dear Naris, please understand and learn and be very clear. We are purposely bringing all these incidences, live incidences in front of you so that you feel empowered. How can you deal in certain situations? And there are women who have countered these cases. So please be very alert and don't take anything for granted. A lot of times people have this typical kind of a mindset. They feel, oh no, if a girl is laughing and smiling and talking, we can, easily flirt. That's all old school. You are a free spirit. You have to learn how to live freely. But that does not mean that you're giving any license to any men to, come and start flirting around and touch you inappropriately. And it's not only physical, it's also mental. So any sort of mental comments, you have to understand the uh, purpose behind it. Certain cases, yes, we understand there are jovial people who make comments and everything, but you always know the nature of a person. And as women, we are always blessed with the sixth sense. We are more blessed. So our sixth sense never.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, with the
Yeah, Shalaka. So our sixth sense always tells us, it triggers immediately. Was the intention something wrong? Even if the comment is this thing, it immediately triggers to our mind that was the intention something wrong. I'm actually fortunate, I would say. I had been associated with companies where I actually had safe work environment. Because I was associated with certain companies which are very strict with these things. And along with that, maybe as a woman, I had been very strong. I came across quite aggressively, so nobody might have dared doing so. But girls, it does happen to women, and it is happening with women. You have to understand where what to raise. Always have the helpline number with you. Always have the HR number with you.
You know what happens?
In
Sorry to interrupt, Mandy, but
Yeah,
what generally happens is women in organizations at a junior level, they usually come across where men are just trying their luck by making certain comments, by trying to. So if a woman wants to complain about them, they just turn around and say, "Hey, that was just a joke. It was just a very friendly comment. Why are you taking it? Don't look at it in the other way around." So there's a very thin line, and that is where women needs to really understand that whether you need to next time you need to be in the similar situation with this gentleman, or you need to maintain your distance from him, or you need to take it up at a higher level. When you need to take it to the higher level, and when you really need to raise a incident report overall. So there is, because there are many men who are really good, and they are very supportive also in your work journey, and it should not happen, as you rightly mentioned. Women also use it as a negative bait to grow up, or just to get back to somebody. They can use it in the negative manner, and that should not happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, my dear Naris, yes, there are empowering platforms for you, but make sure that you are not misusing them. We are very, very, very clear on that. I hope you are very clear on that. Don't spoil anybody's name for your ego. Okay. But don't take crap also from people. Yeah. So I think this is a very important lesson which all of us might should take it. That yes, you can deal with situations. You can talk it loudly, and then next time nobody else. I'm sure after that incident, Shalaka, nobody might have come and dared asking you something like this. It was quite unexpected. After the resort incidents.
Most of the men I interacted were quite good, and I've come across good professionals. There are one or two cases, where these one odd men, they just want to, and I think mostly men who are at a senior level and matured, they try their luck. I don't know.
Yeah, trying the luck has been so college thing, no? I think it never goes out or what. Yeah, it sounds like so college thing, trying the luck. And it's very unfortunate that even at the senior leadership positions, when such men are there, the organization really becomes very, very difficult for women to open. Yeah, Shalaka. So I think this was a fantastic interaction that we had, and thank you so much for sharing in and giving your insights on what happens in aviation industries. That I'm sure there are good men. There are certain, I would say, species who still exist. I know it's too harsh for me to say that, but I would call them as species because there is something that keeps running in the mind of men, and then why this? There is so many things in the world to take care of, and I don't want to go ahead and comment anything over it. I think it's a never-ending topic. So I think this is a never-ending topic. But thank you so much, Alaka, for joining us here and giving your insights on the airline industry, how it happens. We are interviewing multiple people, and thank you for showing your interest in being part of Wake Up Urban Nari movement also. Any people coming across such incidences, or any women who might have gone across this situation, who are facing mindset void, Wake Up Urban Nari platform is always there to help them and resolve their issues. We will try our best to do that. Thank you so much, Alaka.
Bye.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye. You too. Have a lovely day ahead.
Yeah. Bye.